How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Are you still modeling?
Yes, I am.
Actively?
Yeah, kind of.
Funny enough, that's actually how I linked you, right?
Yeah, that's how we met. We were
Was that
in an
sitting was
agency.
Prime? Was Prime?
Yeah, Prime
Was
Models.
Was Prime. And then that's also makes you in Kelvin's class, right?
Yeah, the acting
So you
class.
joined Kelvin's class before you met me, right?
No, I met you
the
on
modeling.
at the agency
Yeah.
before.
Kelvin.
Yeah.
And how did you even link up Kelvin?
Yeah, that I don't remember, but I knew something came up.
You remember?
Oh yeah, I remember. You posted something about the class,
Acting
and
class.
I was like, oh yeah, you know what? I'm interested in joining the class, and you sent me Kelvin's.
So what made you even want to venture into acting as a side gig or even whatever?
Well, I have a particular interest in, modeling, acting, music, anything that seems to be like entertainment.
It's been years since we last spoke.
Does it bother you sometimes?
I try not to think about it.
There are reports of gangs activities tripling in the country, and this recent murder may be related. I need you to stay focused.
Yeah, Kelvin was, what made you even want to go into Kelvin's acting class after I posted it?
Well, as I was saying,
Yeah.
I have an interest in acting. When I see other actors or artists doing their thing, the whole process of starting an idea from scratch and watching other people play like a major role, a character. I mean, when you're acting, it can be anything and anyone. You just have to pretend to be it.
So it
Well,
comes
not
naturally to
technically,
you.
you're not pretending.
It's kind of...
You're
it's,
acting it, you're living it out. It's just not real.
It's not, it's not you. It's not
Yeah,
you. It's a different character. But it's not really pretending to. It's real.
It's like another side of you want to
Yeah.
like let out, let loose. So it's like, okay, it can be anything. It can be anyone. Hell, I can do
Really?
anything.
So then you have no like issues with the camera on you. You do. You did. Did you ever have an issue when we're shooting?
I did.
Really?
I still do.
You stammer or you have stage fright a bit?
Yeah, stage fright.
Stage fright.
But
So how do you? Because for the most part when we're shooting, I didn't see it.
the Lord is my shepherd.
Oh really?
I just have to tug it up.
Oh, okay. So far, the character ACQUAH, even though we've not gotten so far with the character, how do you feel about her with regards to even the small things that we've done or the information you've been given?
First off, I love my character.
Really?
Thank you.
Yeah. What makes you love her?
I think you probably made her for me.
I think everyone has caught me with that.
Yeah,
Everyone has realized that.
You look
yeah,
at how the
yeah.
person gets, and it's like, okay, you know what? I want you to be this character.
It made it easier for me
can.
than forcing you guys to act. I realized that I can't. That's too hard for me to try and convince you guys to be a completely. So I decided to just tailor most of the character stories to. But for the most part, I think
she's smart. She's fast on her feet. She tries to survive in any way she can.
Yeah.
And I like her because it's also like me. I do whatever I have to do to get the results that I want. Don't mean I do anything though, but if I
I get
want
that.
to do something, I have to finish what I started.
Yeah.
That is more of it for me, and you always have to try to find your way, no matter what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I have to think about all the consequences, the results it will have on yourself and on other people.
Yeah.
So for her, I mean, she's a tomboy.
I would say ish, roughish, like not completely tomboyish, because from what we've seen, it's not like she's completely tomboyish. But I just feel
not
like she's more like
completely,
you can't kind of like
but bully
bully
her.
her. Exactly,
Yeah.
that's the word. You can't bully her, without getting clawed out or something. So
Yeah, I mean,
I agree with that.
hello.
Yeah.
You can't fuck around and not find out. You
Oh,
have to
I love
find
that.
out.
I love that statement. I love that statement. And then I really like the way you were able to convey that look of shock when you saw the dead body.
Man, that was hard, okay?
Oh, was it hard?
That was so hard.
How was it hard?
Because I have to find a dead body. And
But
I have to panic. Can you imagine? I was feeling lightheaded. I almost passed out. Like that's hard.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, but it was
But
not.
I
It wasn't.
tried.
You actually did, because we only did like maybe three takes.
Yeah, we did.
Three takes. We did like with regards to the close-up
Close-up,
shots on your
yeah.
face. Yeah, we did 3 takes.
And
Wanted
I had
get-
to like go back.
yeah,
and try
come
to-
back again. But yeah,
Yeah.
you were able to convey that look of shock, and I love the way your character, when she was headed towards the empty car, looking kind of nervous, not knowing who was in the car. I love that shot.
I mean, I have to be.
Yes,
It's a
yeah.
dangerous world.
Yeah, so in actual fact, your character is actually the opening shot. It's the opening scene of the whole
yeah.
treasure. You get it. So we have to make sure we got that. You know, with the show, it's important that, from what I learned, it's important that the characters or the viewers are hooked from the very, very first. I
Yeah,
think they
from
said
the
5
first
minutes or
minute of
something.
the
If you don't do that, they say you failed. So that means that obviously a dead body, I think, to me, is one of the best ways to hook someone. Who killed this person? So I just wanted to get someone who I knew that would give that vibe of someone who was adventurous but at the same time too cautious. So you have to look like, because anyone who's walking, your character was walking, she saw a leg. The leg was kind of peeking out. Me, if it was me, I walk where I see leg the peek for, I'm gone. But you kept on going, you get it. So
That's
that's
like I had to find out
Yeah, you have
if
to
the
find out,
person was
yeah.
still alive.
I won't
or-
even want to find. Black men don't do that. They don't find out.
Oh
They
yeah,
go.
the moment we see someone running,
They
we
go,
have
they
to
go. So
run. I don't have
you have
to
some
find
whiteness
out.
in you too, so it is what it is.
No, I don't think that's some whiteness.
It's
I just-
whiteness. It's whiteness in you. But I actually think that's what makes Ajwa compelling, because she's willing to be curious enough to see and confirm. I've seen a person on the floor at night.
We have to be sure.
You have to be sure. He's lying on the floor in the sky, and you have
And
to be sure.
there's the car. I mean, the lights were on.
For me, the car is enough. But I really do admire that about you, how you're able to convey that, character, even from the car, and for the most part, we didn't give you dialogue for when you're talking on the phone. So you have to now
I
act
had
like
to improvise.
improvise, yes. Because I'm
Yeah.
not really a fan of, not like I'm not a fan of scripting, but I've
It
realized
makes
that
it seem too
Yeah,
like
that-
you're following.
when
Try
people
to
are
act.
acting in here and you give them a script, it's like robotic. Say, I am scared. Then the person says,
I am scared.
I am scared. Like robotically, so it gets to the point that if I give you a script, I rather prefer I give you the script, you read it, obviously you memorize
improv.
it, then improv the whole thing. Remove that whole shit and then remember it's not true and poor I want you to do. I
No,
want you to
it's
just kind
like
of make it realistic.
Go with the flow.
Exactly. Because if you do this whole script, it limits them. So
Yeah.
I want to give you guys the
I
free
mean,
rein.
you do well with giving us the space to improvise.
But it's still hard for you. I know you guys, it's not easy. In actual fact, the whole thing about the improv scripts, we got
Yeah.
that from Kelvin.
Oh yeah, he likes. To
Yeah,
make
Kelvin's, in fact, without Kelvin, none of us would probably be, I don't lie to you, if Kelvin hadn't introduced me to this whole acting thing,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even thought about trying to treasure hub thing.
It kind of reminds me of when we were having our you were casting us for our characters, and he was like, "You come now, act like you're sad."
The other thing he does where you say that, say I am unhappy in 3 emotions. That's all.
Like,
so I have to say
angry,
I'm happy
sad,
I have to convince
angry,
him. Oh
it's
bro,
like-
it was then that I realized that there is actually a chance for there to be, no offense to any shade or anyone, but like there's a chance for there to actually be true acting with regards to true emotions, because like
Emotions,
when you are not scripted, you are forcing the person to come up with his own emotion there and there. You are forcing someone to actually kind of like be in the moment, because it's not a script where you can remember that, oh, I'm supposed to say this. You have to force the actual emotion, and that you have to probably dig into something that you actually relate to it, something that made me happy that will make you. So for example, if I want something to be sad and I don't give him the lines, or I don't give him a clear-cut direction, that person's only way to do it is either use a reference or actually something actually happened. Then actually do that. And it works. And so I actually think that they're actually great actors here, and I think you're one of them. Of course.
I think I get to learn from the best.
Oh, I beg. Too humble. We did. But we hustled too. We had a lot of issues. If we're to go into the issues of, I don't want to go through it. More functions and stuff. But it is what it is. It's part of the journey, and so far it's been fun. So I really do appreciate you and everything.
I do appreciate you too.
More moves.
Like I said, you know the other works that are in works.
The other works that are in works.
Don't forget.
I haven't forgotten. Don't worry, we'll start. Thank you again so much. All right.
Yeah, that wasn't for anyone's hearing.
Right, cut.
Thank you.
You get some other work. Why we did? We're not flirting.
No, we have some other.
Andrew, my boy. What's up? Anyway, so let me even start from the top. How do we link up again? Who linked you up to me? Was that Into?
Yeah.
Into
it was Into.
For real. How's been your experience so far? Into actually did force you.
He's a plug.
He's a plug. Yeah. So how's been your experience so far? Acting. In fact, let's even take it back. What made you even want to try something like this? Because I know it's something you're trying. I know for a fact that it's not initially it wasn't your plan to be an actor. I don't think so.
What made you think that?
I don't know. I feel like you're more of a fashionista kind of person, a model, more aimed at that section. But I could be wrong. So enlighten me.
Oh, but personally, I feel like modeling and acting and the whole creative space, you can just like switch in between any of them, view the personalities that come with each of them too as well. So I was like, let me try acting too as well, because I feel like watching movies and all that brings a different kind of personalities based on the script or what you're tasked to do. So I was like, let me just hit a try for it and see how it goes.
True. Did you feel nervous when the camera was in you?
Nah.
For real? Just rolled with it.
Yeah, because I feel like I used to do YouTube at first. So
you used to do YouTube?
Yeah.
You had your own YouTube channel. You used to do for real. And what were you doing on that YouTube?
It was
reactions or what? Or just
no. I was doing more of like streets.
Challenges, going to talk to people and those kind of stuff. Okay.
Type shit,
Yeah, I think if you start with that, definitely you'll be used to a camera by then.
Yeah. So I started with that, but it didn't go well. I feel that's it. So I think I have plans of going back to it.
Oh,
let's see how it
that'll
goes.
be a vibe. And so, how's your? I've noticed that you're a very fashion-oriented person. What even made you even want to explore that side? Have you always liked fashion, or was it something you picked up from someone?
No, I think it's something that I liked. It's something that I just like.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any. I just like to try out outfits and all that and see whether it looks good on me. Yeah. So I think that's how I started off with. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about your character, Alvin? Or what can you tell us about him? Enlighten the crowd. Enlighten us.
So Alvin is more like a reserved type person.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't like to do too much, but he just gets on his goals and all that. Yeah, that's how I feel like Alvin is.
With regards to his relationship with Jason, how do you? Would you call it toxic? Would you call it good? Would you call it healthy? How do you feel it? So, do you support each other as brothers? Obviously, you're not giving spoilers. Obviously, we don't need to know the spoilers, but you know what I mean. Like the general. If someone were to first start watching Treasure Up, how do you think they would describe Jason and Alvin's relationship? Are they brothers? Are they?
Yeah, like close friends, like people that we grew up with childhood. Yeah. Actually,
which is actually the fact.
Which actually is the fact too. Yeah, Jason, Najim.
Yeah.
We grew up together, or that went to the same JHS together. And
all for real, same JHS.
Same JHS.
Okay.
We grew up in the same hood too, so yeah.
Okay. So when you were acting with him, you were able to roll off it easy.
Yeah,
very easy. Right?
Very, very easy because he's my friend. I know the capabilities of him, and he also knows mine too as well. So I was like, oh, let's just give it a shot.
And what was your most challenging experience shooting for the Treasure app?
Most challenging.
Yeah, a lot though, but like,
That's what I'm trying to
give us
remember.
the one that comes to the top of your head, the cherry on top of the cake, the one that's most glaring to you that you can remember.
I think the last one.
The last one. What did we do in the last one?
The last one was the one it was raining, the rainy day.
A rainy day. But we didn't show you in the rain though.
Yeah, but
yeah.
I mean afterwards where I was supposed to, I think.
That was in the room, right?
Yeah, that was
That
the
in
room scene.
That time we were tired too, I remember. We shot in Sleep into a night too.
Now on that, I
So
think
we shot scenes where you were first moving in. We also shot scenes where you and Alvin were also kind of, I think you and Alvin even had a scene where another person who just joined recently is Yasuke.
Yasuke,
You guys did a scene where you guys were looked at each other. But I'm trying to remember which scene it is exactly that was hard for you to do.
the evening down that Jason was supposed to go out, like I think that part.
And you had to act like you were sleeping. I recall. We did do 2 takes. One take was you sleeping. You gave a suggestion that you wanted it to be like he smiled or something. You remember?
Yes.
Yeah, you gave that vibe too. That was your hardest?
Yeah. Should I say that was that was the one that I feel like, that was the hardest because we're supposed to give the impression that I was the one behind it.
Yeah.
You get it?
Yeah,
so
I
I
get
thought of
doing
that, and I think it was kind of difficult because bringing that emotion at that time, was kind of like difficult. Yeah.
So like with your experience on Treasure App, have you ever thought of also adding acting to your resume, like something you want to explore later on, or for now you are just primarily focused on acting just for Treasure App, or do you want to explore other stuff too in the acting field too?
So after being on set on Treasure App, I feel like I want to explore more personalities based on acting too as well. So I think I'm giving it a shot.
I also love the way that you kind of mix fashion with your character. I guess I even had to just write in that Alvin is a model. I guess I had to write it. Even you probably actually proposed that to me. You said, why doesn't Alvin go out to these? You remember, right?
Nah,
you also me that. You wanted your character to be you. Why doesn't Alvin go on these modeling gigs? Why don't you say he's a model? It's our chart, you see. So I guess I had to just add it because I realized that no matter what, you shut up. No matter what you dress out like, so let me just add that. And it kind of adds up to the whole dynamic between Jason and Alvin because how Jason is more or less monotone, you are a bit, it's funny, right? Because Jason is more a bit, with regards to dressing, he's cool, like monotone, but like you are a bit more flashy. But ironically too, with regards to characters, Jason is more like he wants to make a name for himself more. You are more on the reserve. So it's kind of funny how with regards to your actual characters, you guys are opposite, but with regards to your dressing style, you guys are also opposite too. It's a very, very interesting dynamic too. So I kind of like that too. But so far I've been very impressed. For the most part, you've been very consistent with acting, coming with the shows and everything too. And I've been very proud of what you've done so far, actually. More moves.
But what do you think will be the difficult parts in shooting Alvin and Jason's scene?
What do I think would be or has been?
Has been, sorry.
That's a very good question. One is the one where we had to smuggle equipment into the one of the dorms, one of the hostels.
I think that was...
I can't remember that one. But then apart from that, sometimes one of the most hardest things is when sometimes I don't know how to handle the equipment. Sometimes I'm forced to do it myself, and for better or for worse, I don't really have the hang of it as much as I would, which is something that I have to learn as a director more. So I feel like for the most part, it's not just even the handling of equipment, it's more of, because out of all the cast members, out of all the people we have in the show, Legon has the most people in one location. The other characters are, even though they're all spread out, but Legon has you, Alvin, Enim, Samuel, George, Beryl, all in one. So now, you guys don't notice it, but how to kind of make sure you guys are doing your parts as a collective. So when we were shooting in that courtyard, and then stuff was messing up and everything, I had to come and apologize to you. The hardest part is trying to make sure that because for the most part, when things go wrong, I have to quickly think of something new to do. So that's the hardest part of shooting. In addition to that too, I'm always thinking like, hey, what if someone comes to seize our equipment and I'm dead? Do you get it? So those are the issues. But apart from that, with regards to your characters, I haven't had issues. You guys have been very good with, and it's right, it's true. You guys are going to roll off. And it's not just you and Najim. I don't know why, but for the character, even with Into so far, it wasn't even too hard. Not too hard, but maybe because I didn't get to go that far with him. But like with regards to you and Najim especially, nah, I haven't had any issues. You guys roll off each other, so it's just easy. Yes, I guess film you. The only issue for me is how to capture it from the angle that I want. But apart from that, I have no issues. If anything, it's Najim's insistence for it to be perfect, which I actually respect. But apart from that, yeah, I think you guys have a knack for acting, even if it's not something you want to pursue like primarily. But yeah, I'm really happy to have met you guys, bro. You guys are good, bro.
Thank you.
So more moves. I'm hoping obviously, we all know that this is not the end of Treasure. We are far from over. We have about 6 more episodes, more than that. But I know we'll finish it by God's grace next year. And yeah, can't wait to see more stuff. We have even the shorts we've been working on too. I have many plans for you guys too. But I'm really, really proud of what you've done so far, bro.
Oh yeah,
So
I'm also
well
proud to be a part of Treasure Up.
Thanks, bro. Hi, fella.
Hi, Kofi.
How you doing?
I'm good, yourself?
Okay.
Yeah.
How's the day for you?
Normal.
Okay. So you told me you were ortho something. I forgot the name. You scan. Your actual job, your actual profession, your medical science student. Not a student again.
No.
You're actually working, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're an actress too. Or that's even like a side gig, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would prefer to call it a
A
side.
side gig.
Yeah.
And how's been your experience so far? In fact, how long did you start acting?
Oh, okay. That was when I was in level 200.
Really? What made you even first go to acting level 200? Were you in the like drama club or something?
Nothing like that. Okay, so that's how I was first into modeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met a friend who does both acting, modeling. I get to watch her scenes, movies and stuff. I'm like, you know what, I can do this.
Yeah.
So it was like I developed that interest to
Yeah.
probably try acting.
Okay. And so the very first time you ever got a camera, were you nervous? Or you're okay?
Very nervous.
Very nervous. Did you fumble or you were able
A
to?
lot. A lot.
Really?
Yeah.
And how many productions have you been, like movies or series?
Mostly web series.
Web series, right? So
The
YouTube.
major projects I've done so far is featured in YOLO.
YOLO. How was that? So, well, how's the experience from under YOLO and then, web series or even the ones before? Is there a sense of more professionalism in terms of timeline or like, what's the difference between them and something like under YOLO?
Okay, for the web series, they don't go too hard on you.
Really?
Yeah.
So YOLO, they go hard on you.
Hey!
So they expect you to adhere to a particular script or something or a style?
It's not like you go word to word.
Oh, okay.
You need to understand the character
Yeah.
and everything,
Yeah.
so you can actually improvise.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
but then you should be smart about it and
Yeah.
on point.
But I think it helped you, right? It
Oh,
helped
yeah,
you.
a lot.
Oh, that's great. That's great. So then, are you still thinking about pursuing acting, or for now it's just a side
For
gig?
now, work is so stressful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you be at home, you feel it's your off day, but they just
Yeah.
call you emergency.
You can just do that out of the blue, huh? Yeah.
So once a while.
They better be paying you some good money for that. Wow. Okay. So the very first thing we did with you, unfortunately, was at the back end of a different shoot we did at Legon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That time you were tired.
Very.
It was literally on your face. You were
I was very
tired.
tired.
But when we finished shooting you, and I looked at the scenes, you have this particular. And if you've not noticed, every time I put out. Obviously, the work is not finished. But every time I put out these little small trailers I put together, I always particularly there's this scene of you. You've not noticed.
Yeah.
I love that scene because that scene. I don't know if that was intentional or you were tired, but it looked like you were like when the characters of Anne Marie and Kofi came to ask you what's wrong. You had this look, like you were fed up of you, and maybe because you were tired, but like it added to the whole scene because your character was supposed to be like it's as if she has looked everywhere for her brother and can't find him. So it's as if someone comes to, that feeling where you are tired of hearing the same questions and someone, like you've asked and no one's giving you an answer and you are tired and someone comes to ask you, are you okay? Then you like, so you had this look you gave them and I was like, that is perfect.
Okay, actually, I was supposed to cry.
Yeah, you're supposed to
Yeah,
cry.
that
but
was very challenging because
Yeah.
at that point, I didn't know how to.
have you never cried on set before?
Never.
Have you ever been required to cry on set before?
Probably when I send auditions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But did you cry during the auditions? No.
No.
Hey,
I
so
try so hard.
So is it hard for you to actually invoke that emotion for the most part? Okay, so what has been your most challenging experience in acting?
Most challenging. I think it has to do with scenes where I'm not so comfortable with. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I get that. I get that. You don't need to go into details.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Okay. Okay. What about the script? How does the script? Do you have issues to also recollecting the script that you're given?
No, not at all.
Really, you can memorize it at a, oh, that's good.
I can go where to where if you want.
So do you
me
prefer
to.
the script or do you prefer improv?
No, I prefer flowing naturally.
Oh,
Because with
okay.
the script, sometimes if you forget, you will try recollecting it. It messes up the whole thing.
Oh, okay. Wow. But so far, from what I've seen so far, yeah, I don't know. I've forgotten who linked you to me, but I think
Kelvin.
who? Amevo or Into?
No,
Into.
yeah, into
Oh, okay, yeah, that's great. That's great. He's a great guy too.
I met him on set, Yellow set.
Yeah. Then you
So
guys
that's
know
how he
that.
connected me to.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've been great so far. And there's a whole lot that I've planned for you for next year, but obviously we have to work according to your schedules. But like for the most part, I'm glad I still met you. I'm so glad you even came at the same time too. So thank you for coming. Thank you
You're
so much.
welcome.
Let's put it more in perspective with regards to Treasure App. So when I first approached you about the show, how did you feel about the storyline? What made you realize that this is something you want to take on?
Okay, so that's actually a very good question. I remember when you gave me the brief summary of the entirety of the project. I tend to do this thing where I break an entire project down to its like the last molecule, like what I feel like would have inspired the brain who birthed the idea, and it seemed to me, it gave me the impression of something limitless, right? Like this big expanse where you have free reign to like create anything you want, because this is talking about an app that literally can do anything, and then the explanation behind it is so vague and mysterious. It's sort of like a god, something like that. So giving an artist that free reign to do whatever they want, adding a bit of mystery, horror, culture, and everything, I felt like it was what I needed to write about in that moment. And the moment I hit, like I had, leeway to try to write something on it, I honestly was excited.
And one thing I really kind of admire about writers that I've met so far is there was another writer who came to even help to a point, Sally, and I've noticed you also have that tendency when we're discussing the storyline. We were able to roll off each other with regards to the storyline. Know how, like, it's as if I give an idea, I say, oh, why don't this happen? And then you were able to add to this, but I'm like, oh yeah, that's a nice way. Then it just keeps on building up and building up. That's one thing I really like about it. But let's talk more about how, out of all the batches of characters we have in the Treasure, which arc or storyline was your favorite?
The village arc.
The village arc. What made the village arc?
For one thing, that was the first arc we started writing. Like the first day I met you, that was the arc we started planning about.
That's true.
And I have always wanted to write something from the perspective of, a village or of a small community. So when I had that, free reign to do something like that, it was like a dream come true. Especially with that whole twist about, mysterious missing kids.
The kidnappings.
Exactly.
Cool.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite arcs. And
what about the character? Is she your favorite character? That's Anne-Marie, right?
Anne-Marie is my favorite. One of my favorite characters.
Oh, Amma.
Yeah, Anne-Marie is one of my favorite characters because of how I believe I portrayed her to be that resilient person, like striving to like get what she wants, regardless of how it affects herself and other people. Like her moral compass is always, on point. And I feel like if most people were like her, the world would be better off. But alas, that's not how everything is. So I feel like I really like Anne-Marie as like one of my favorite characters, and I think Kofi is also
in her story.
Kofi is actually a very good
village
character.
idiot.
He sort of keeps her grounded. And
I
I like that aspect of the village arc as well.
Okay, so you're giving me your favorite arc. Which was the most challenging character or arc to tackle?
Okay, so the most challenging arc was actually Stacy's arc.
Stacy, that's Joseph's girlfriend, right? Yeah. What made it challenging?
It was too simple.
Yeah.
Like,
out of everyone else's storyline, she didn't really have a lot of
it was
meat
quite
inside.
monotonous because the same thing over and over again. So it was a bit difficult to, ingrain certain aspects of the treasure up into it because it was more bland. There was very little. I mean, granted, there was a bit of mystery in it, but it was too close to the norm for me. I tend to like gravitate more towards mystery and stuff like that, or supernatural or paranormal. But that wasn't really paranormal, so it was a bit difficult for me. But I liked it regardless. I mean, getting to the end of her arc, it was actually quite good.
Getting quite good, yeah, I remember.
And I think another challenging arc for me too was Alvin and Jason's arc. Because it was too close to home.
And it got, initially the arc was boring. Initially, because we had to now find ways to make it more than just about school life. We had to add, because everyone else had this mystery or this thing having directly relating to the app.
True.
Alvin and Jason for the beginning was just them using it and just chilling. So how do we make sure that the whole aim was that if a viewer is watching it, I don't want them to get to maybe this arc and then they skip forward.
Yeah, they just lose interest.
There has to be something that captures them. So I agree with that. But with regards to even Alvin and Jason, I think for the most part, their scenes, you were present for most of them.
Yeah, like 90%.
I was revealed that. We suffered in a lot of the shows.
Ah, Lord. Don't get me started. Seeing as I know both of them personally, working with them was like second nature because I have more than a fair idea of how they operate. I sort of pictured them and then wrote the script according to them. So it wasn't really difficult for them to, assimilate the lines and everything. I even gave them free rein to, improvise and everything because the script was literally fashioned for them. So dialogue and everything was easy for me, but the whole project, like the whole arc as an entirety was the problem because it was too close to home for someone who has just completed uni, trying to make it, because sometimes uni life can be quite boring.
For some.
Yeah, if you I don't know, delude yourself into believing you know what you want and you don't want to fall by the wayside and all of that, it's quite boring. So as someone who lived that life for half of my life, half, like for 100 to 100, that kind of lifestyle was a bit monotonous and boring. But so I had to, add a little bit of flair and everything to make it, more, add a bit of razzle dazzle, if you will. I actually liked, I think that's my second favorite arc. Because I knew the people, it was very easy to relate to them and everything.
And I think out of all the characters, they were even the most easiest to work with. They're a lot more eager, I think. And it's a bit more fun. Maybe because of the fact of where we are in Legon, and for the most part, everyone is just happy. I'm not trying to say the other ones weren't fun too. They're all fun their own way, but I feel like the Legon people, like, it's like everyone is